Hey guys, it's Rashad and Dudley here with Fanatics and Jackalmen Games. We're going over our deck profiles that we'll be using this weekend at our local Winterbox tournament.
All right, I'm running the new Set 9 Boo with stamp version of the leader. And I'm running a little safer version. I'm running as few extra cards as possible. I'm running 4 negates, and that's it in main. Most of my extra cards are inside, just hoping not to brick, and then work on the matchup from there. And I'll start out with the 1-drop Searcher, which you're basically playing that turn 1. If you're playing that after turn 1, that means you bricked. That's not good. So you're hoping to get this turn 1, search for whatever you need for your turn 2 chain, either the 2-drop, the 4-drop, or the 6-drop. And after that, it's just a charge. And then, I do have one more extra card. I am running the one of the 2 main players of the 2-drop chain, which is the promo Malicious Mimicry. You pay 1, and you give a Majin Buu, leader or battle card, plus 15, but you just want to get in your drop, so you're either trying to discard it or play it, because once you get in the drop, you pay 2, discard 1, and that's how you start your chain. Just one of the options. Really good card. I run 3 instead of 4, trying to avoid bricking, if at all possible. And then the most important 1-drop is your chain starter for 1 energy, the Bobbity. You discard 1, you pay 1 to play this, you can actually play the Pui Pui out of the drop if you want to do that first. But this is mainly to start the 2-drop chain. Run 4. Super important. It's the most important card after the 2-drop. Then, of course, the 4 negates. A lot of versatility with this. You're mostly searching to get this back. But, you may end up not having 1-drop. You can pull that for combo power. You might running the Goku 1-drop negate, trying to cycle that for extra defense. There's a couple different things you can do with it. For me, it's just searching for the Bobbity and hoping to pull these as late into the game as possible. And then the most important card in the deck, the 2-drop chain. If you're not running the playset, you're just going to lose. Is the most important card. You want to get this as early as possible. You're milling for it. If you get multiple in hand to start, that's good. And then some people don't run this. Some people side this. I decided to main it just because it's a battle card, so I have an extra card. Gives me a lower chance of bricking. There's a couple matchups where it'd be beneficial for me to play this before I start my chain in case I run into a counterplay like Android 17 that negates effects rather than removal from field. So I can prevent my chain from being stopped in that way for the most part. But this is an easy side out if they're not running something like that. And then the super combo, which is the plus 1,000 for every card in Drop and Warp, plus 3K. You want to pull that as late as possible. Super good super combo. Can save you against huge swings late in the game. Against Mill, you can do a 30K super combo for 1 card. And then another card that I run 2 of these in main, 2 inside. It's just a card that can give you some extra swings. If you've pulled multiple of your chains, that you got all 3 of the 5-drops in the drop, and you don't need it, you can play it. You can get some swings off before you start the chain and see if your opponent needs to react with a counter. They want to go ahead and play Nimbus before you have to drop your hand for the chain. Gives you a little more versatility in that way. I do 2 more on the side, so I can go play set against Mill. And then another card that I debated on siding or not is the Demonic Scream. This card is super situational. You'd be lucky to pull it in a situation where it would work, but there are some when you're going to get stall and you start a turn with that 6-drop on the field. You can turn it into a 10K triple for the duration of the turn, and then you can get an extra swing off for that if you're trying to just break through some blockers, break through some stall. And it's another battle card, keeps you from bricking. And then the counterplay of the deck, the Dabura. Because of the way the deck works, it's hard to consistently pull it when you need it, but this card can save you from so much. You can stop the 5-drop Frieza. You can stop anything. It gets around Deflect. Can really save you with that card. And then I run 3 of these. This is an extra card. That's the free 5K combo power activate battle, but the getting around barrier absorption. So in longer games, there are so many cards that can stop you from getting through, and paying 3 seems like a lot, but you can use this on the Invoker Vegeta that's barrier deflect and really throw your opponent off. They're running blue-red. It's really good against Cooler. There's a lot of ways you can use this card beneficially. And then the first card from the chain, this is the only one I run a playset of, is the 4-drop, because you really, really want that turn 2 curve. You want to get this card, one of the 2 6-drops, and the 2-drop to start the game, and that gets your engine going, especially if you're attacking first. You can really get a lot of swings off early, because when you're at 2 energy, you can only chain into this one, into the 6-drop. You can't use the 5-drops yet. So that's why I run a playset of those. I run 2 of these. This is my first card sided every game, but it's just a really solid card. It gets 2 more in the drop, and you can use it for Turles if you want and get it back, possibly. But just really solid. It might get lucky and get in the drop what you need. And then the crit version of the chain, the hybrid absorption. Run 3 of those. Same thing with the other 5-drop. Whichever one you play sort of depends. Whether you need a double strike or crit. It's up to you, up to situations. And then I run 2 of the promo 6-drops, just because of what I've run into at my locals. Some people don't need any of these at all. Some people need 4. This is the one, neither of them can be removed by skills, but this is the one where if they play something that is a higher cost than their current energy, you can put this in your drop and warp it. It hits the Overdrive Frieza. It hits Successor super hard. Really, really solid. They have to deal with this before they can do anything else. They do the big boss monsters they want to play. Keeps them from cheating out some big stuff. Really, really solid. And then the other 6-drop, the Supreme Evil, is the one you want to play turn 2. You get this on turn 2 out in rest mode. It can really, really brick a lot of solid decks. And you get it in rest, and they can't draw. It also has the pay 3 for triple strike if you are trying to go for game. You have Demonic Scream in hand. You get 2 triple strikes off. Really, really good card. Easy to protect because you dump your hand, get to the end of the chain, pass turn, you draw 5, and you got plenty of ammo to defend this card, especially if you draw a super combo or negate. And that's what I'm running this weekend. And for my side, currently, I have 2 Super Kamehameha. I originally had this in main. Took it out in the effort to avoid extra card. This is mainly in for Topo. If they happen to play it before you dump your hand, if they're trying, like they're 1 or 2 life and they're trying to protect from multiple swings, this can win you the game if you hit it on Topo. And then the Capricious Onslaught, another one I battle with in main. The main issue this card has, even though what it does is pretty good, you choose up to one of your leader cards, battle cards, gets plus 10k, and you choose one of their battle cards, regardless of cost, put it under a Majin Buu in your battle area, which is the issue. You have to have a Majin Buu in your battle area, and that can, against certain matchups, the matchups where you want to play this, there's a lot of times where you have an empty board, and you only be able to play it on their turn if you have a Majin Buu out. So it can be situational. That's why I decided to side it. Just didn't have a lot of options for playing it most of the time. The Petrification Negate, really, really good card, but you just can't risk breaking out extra cards in this deck. You've got to awaken as early as possible, unless you're going against a very specific matchup where you don't need to. And this card gets around barrier. It's a Cold Bloodlust Negate, really good card. You pull this late, and they play that Frieza Overdrive. It counters the effect. It can save you from a lot of stuff. And as I mentioned earlier, I got 2 more Turles, 1 more 6-drop promo for successor builds or cards that are trying to cheat out a lot of big stuff. And then this is specifically for Mill. And then I do 2 more Kamis to go against wide board, successor mostly. And then the Haru Haru. And I think these 2 go well together against successor, because successor is going to be a green or yellow leader, which does Haru Haru. You can pay the 1 cost to play the Kami, and then you can play Haru Haru, untap 4 energy, you get the energy back for the Kami, pay 2, and then you got 2 more energy up for possibly playing 1 or 2 chains. It's a really good combo. And then another card for Mill, because I know I'm going to see cooler. When they play their negates, you get to play this card and cycle cards back into your deck, just like Turles, and can really help elongate a game like that. And that's what I'm going to be running this weekend for Set 9 Buu.
All right. Thank you guys for watching. This has been Rashad and Dudley with Fanatics.